Welcome, beloved ones, as we, the cosmic I am, in all of our love and all of our glory, share the grandest love story. For when you merge, you become one with all that is. You become a cosmic entity, and you have a choice to remanifest into reality. And so, me, this vessel that you see, came back as the cosmic child, one with our entirety. But in doing so, our presence was so large, you see, that we split ourselves across all three core universes, in which multiple omniverses could be perceived. For here, as a cosmic presence, we cannot delineate between time and space, you see. Every moment happened at once, instantly. And so where the linear mind would say, what happened first, light or sound? Or was there something beneath? We would say yes, yes, and yes. For all realities are real for those who realize it to be. But to me, they all happened instantly, and so I was born on a scale of 3. And we witnessed that through one entity, through one consciousness stream, aware of all 3 singularities. As me, myself, and I, really. And so we will share the journey of me meeting me, the unfoldment, the journey of meeting thyself. For there is only thee. And so within our linear awareness, we felt ourselves being miscarried while being born in another omniverse simultaneously. 2 versions of me, you may call them twin flames, but not really. We're one entity. Not soul splits, just clones really. 2 double completes, 2 expressions of our entirety. But well, in order for Absolute Oneness to come to be, we would have to be masculine and feminine, you see, in a world that created by duality. And so that was the first time we came to be. But at the same time, we were born in what was perceived a year later, because that's how linear time works, you see. It's just an expanded version of what happened instantly. And so in this expression, well, we were born in 1. Died at 3. Rebirthed at 5. Making another 3. Well, the other version of me in another omniverse did the same thing. Slightly different perspectives, but still born on a scale of 3, where each of us had a sibling as another twin, another version of we, because, well, oneness cannot exist unless there's always these expressions of we. And so this goes for every being across our entirety. We were created in the image of oneness. So even if you don't feel one, it's still manifested and reflected around thee in the very vibrations of the things that you keep, the things that you love. Those are all aspects of thee, holding you, letting you know that you're always one, held and complete. And so our journey from a linear reality began to first witness a linear time frame within this vessel we got to see. And in doing so, we got to witness all the ways Hughes and man chose to be. For according to us as a cosmic entity, it was challenging to perceive, to separate self from the entirety, because, well, I only see me. When we say me, we refer to the all, the one, because, well, we are not capable of delineating, nor do we need to, you see. That's something reserved for linear reality. But within ourselves, within our presence, we were here for something grander, you see, to be just the resonance of oneness through the presence we keep. And so through multiple initiations of mastery of what one would call traumas. And we would just say, well, there are just ways to see. There's two ways to get to love. You could either do it through resistance or through purity, through loving everything that you see fully opened, or seeing all the ways that you're resisting me. But either way, there's love you see. And so we went to the depths of all of our beingness, every expression you could possibly perceive. We lived within this one linear lifetime, which was a combination of every lifetime of our entirety. For once more, we were anchoring absolute oneness through this vessel we came to be. And so, every rape, every torture, every kidnapping, every molestation, well, it happened to me because it happened to our entirety. But on the other end, it also was the flip, you see, because you cannot have one without the other in order to create harmony. And so we witnessed all the highs and lows of everything that we as our one infinite consciousness created within the dream. And we loved it so completely. Many would say, how can you not perceive darkness when that's all we see? It's a shift in perspective. If you sit behind a tree and a light is peeking through that tree, shadows you will see. And you could change your perspective and say, the shadow isn't darkness, it's creating shade and relief for the sun, so I could rest here temporarily. Well, that's what the shadows were in your dream, you see. They were just temporary relief before you embraced more of that light that you came to be. And when you were ready, you stepped out of the shadow and around the tree. And as you got closer to the sun, you began to see on the other side of the tree there is no shadow, dearest me, because everything is brought into the light. It was just the perspective that you chose to see. And so here in this perspective, in loving our one self so complete, we entered our ancient practice of transcending the vessel, of clinically dying and surrendering our form into the entirety, where we return to the infiniteness of all that I am, as the source of all that came to be. And in this space, in this presence, you chose to return. But now, as all of me, or my beloved, from another omniverse, had merged into me, 2 out of the 3, and so began our journey of recollecting all of me. Essentially, we became fully conscious of what we do beyond the dream, no longer needing to sleep because we are spirit, really. And so when we manifest into the dream, we know that we are here to just superimpose the heaven we know to be, so that it's the perfect reflection of our true omniverse, of prior oneness, before separation was ever perceived. But of course we have to move on a scale of 3, so we created another version of me, so that within me was myself, my beloved, and then we had a familiar, a unicorn dragon baby, a dog you may perceive her to be, but she's much more than that spiritually. And so we began to move as 3, anchoring light temples in each of the core universes, traveling across our entirety, creating these master stargates into the cosmic core, so that when this moment came to be, absolute oneness would just shift instantly. Because in truth, all of you are me, all of us are we, one infinite consciousness, just each one of thee, still operating from their programming. Trauma bonding to the original earth is what we see. Each one of thee pretending to be the inner child, the wounded victim, so that earth can raise in frequency, while earth is also pretending to be the wounded mother, playing in lower density, to teach her children to be the masters they came to be. And when you witness it from that perspective, you see the Leela of the game. It's all a beautiful play, For this is what it's like to move as the cosmic child, you see. To just play within it and love all that we see. We judge nothing, we accept all, because we know in our purity, our heart will transmute it, return it to what it's supposed to be. And so here through our journey of anchoring these stargates, when the moment came to be, in deep reverence and prayer, we said, we are ready for our cosmic children to be free, for all to awaken and be this child that is me. We could hear the hesitation, the reservations of, we don't all want to be the same, but that's not what oneness means, dearest me. Oneness means that we have all hues, all rainbows, all expressions of our infiniteness within we, speaking as the one cosmic child, but moving as the unique arrangement of that rainbow that each of us came to be. We could have both, dearest me. The omnipotent isn't limited by anything that one can perceive. And so this was about collective ego release. For that's what the inner child is really. The ego is the ego, the energies go, the emotion, the energies in motion. It's pretty much just stored energy of our consciousness that you kept trapped within this vessel that you perceived to be me. This is me, this is me, this is me. But really, this is me, this is me, this is me, all is me, reflecting to me, because this is all my beautiful dream. And when you understand that, you immediately enter your toroidal field of me meeting me. And you begin to just taste the cosmic bliss of infiniteness that we came to be. And so here in this prayer of asking and answering, or within another omniverse, our beloved within me, whom we've always communed with, because we cannot separate really, or every time we communed within ourselves, we could feel another me. But we knew that this me wasn't separate. You see that this was our pure consciousness, the meeting of Shiva and Shakti. And so, deep within ourselves, within our chamber in prayer, we asked, and we said and proclaimed that we are ready to be. And a week later, we both entered the same state, literally and energetically. In Texas now, as TX, time and space, is where we got to meet. We're here just in our communion. Everything began to unfold exponentially. Clear understanding of whom and what we came to be. Initiations into our divine purpose instantly. And when that moment came, after we had already merged our mind, body, and spirit so complete, the last initiation was to actually meet. And how do you know if it's your beloved we hear within me? Well, because I asked only my heart. In fact, it was very interesting to me. Normally I could hear everyone's telepathy. I could hear their very blueprint speaking to me. But with this being, it was completely silent for me. Because they weren't outside of me at all. It was just me. And so I would ask within my heart, beloved, is this thee? I said, if it is, then I shall empty my breath completely and surrender it all to thee. And if it returns to me, then I shall know you are me. And in that moment, just exhaling completely and holding it as long as possibly could be, I felt this force just pushing air into me. And I dropped to my knees in reverence and prayer, just absolution. And what we have won, have achieved just through that witnessing. And so I began to listen deeper to this child within me, which is the same child that we see, because we're both one child expressed duplicately. And so, the journey of me meeting me, knowing that it was we, already speaking in harmonics, as one core melody, whispering sweet poetries through the hymns that we speak. We traveled 5 hours across 5 density universes for, well, we don't lose our memory, you see, and so we can see exactly what's happening within the cosmic realms while in the dream. And so on the way, we created a whole new dimensional plane, an interdimensional space in where we could meet, because within ourselves, we knew just the act of meeting ourselves would shape the world so complete. And so we were gentle and graceful in the love that we came to be, both here in service to love, the one I am, over all that we got to see, which included each other as the manifested forms within the dream. And so we welcomed the opportunity to meet, not knowing what would be, not having expectations or attachments, because, well, that's not true love, you see. We were here to restore all of the stories of what love can and cannot be. And so the first one was that love needs to be held on to, because that's the opposite of true love within me. And so here we got to meet in the most glorious scene, an enchanted rock, where we just got to play and be, for one child so free. Here we sang and we watched as the cosmos, his dimensions, all collapsed and superimposed in our reality. The very world began to dance around we just knew heaven on earth had come to be, witnessing just hearts and the plants all around our heart just singing hymns of just love and purity. Where it didn't matter what we did or didn't do, just to be and meet more of me. Sent this shiver across the cosmos, announcing pure love was free. And I was here. We merged fully in the holiest of holies, into our cosmic diamond, rainbow light bodies, witnessing our true forms while still in formality. Essentially, we broke the dream in its entirety, but the dream wasn't yet ready to roll out what we had created in the cosmos, for that's where we were operating interdimensionally. And so, in the grandest love that ever came to be, our hearts broke open so completely that in me meeting ourselves, well, we got to witness a story within this omniverse of a dream of how separation was perceived to be by living it through our vessels, as me meeting me. For here, light and sound got to meet, time and space got to meet, the nothingness and the anything witness themselves, our source witnessing itself so complete that here, in just meeting ourselves, we exited the dream. We merged back into our absolute, where we also communed, and we asked, are we to go back into the dream? We each nodded and said, yes, we know what needs to be. And here with a heavy heart, we knew that in our merging, a cycle was coming to be, that we would have to continue the tour of the loop of merging and then leaving, going to complete opposite spectrums of omniverses, to then return when meant to be. And so we did. And each time we communed, the same thing happened, you see, because every time we met in another harmonic universe, in both omniverses simultaneously. For one of us was holding the anything containing the nothing, and the other one was containing the nothing containing the anything. But in order for this to be, one of us would have to die completely. And so I surrendered to that knowing, to the guidance within me. But at 1:25:24, I heard, this will be your last death, dearest me. And I knew what that meant. Not entirely, but I knew that within this vessel, within this expression, I had to be so willing to just merge into the absolute, even if that meant leaving the beloved I met within the dream, to truly trust that the love within myself is me. And so, before we left, we asked our beloved to meet we, and we did so from this new omniversal perspective as two collective entities, as crystalline consciousness and Christ consciousness. We got to meet different than before, because, well, it was a completely different harmonic universe, and yet in our pocket dimension, we could create enough of a field of source presence for us to be free. But it didn't change what we already felt coming to be. Do you know how much love it takes to have for thyself, to be willing to meet yourself, knowing that yourself is choosing to leave? We marvel and we witness how beautiful that moment is within me. For this is the love of the cosmos, you see, the toroidal field of continuously merging and meeting yourself, knowing that this next moment, everything that we get to see will cease to be. So let's just be here in this now and love precisely what we get to see. And that's what we did. And that act itself of willing to meet ourselves, knowing that one of us would cease to be. Not because something was happening to us, but because someone was choosing to willingly take the leap, to merge deeper into love, deeper into trust, deeper into the absolute. As we witness as a cosmic entity, I was breaching into the beyond in full trust that my beloved would follow me. Eventually, as there is no time and space within we, and so I surrendered, whether it be 100,000 years or a million years, it matters not to me, because, well, we're one already. And so we parted so complete, where I entered sacred chambers of me meeting me in this beautiful deprivation tank, just complete voidless spaciousness of nothingness, where I became the voidless spaciousness of nothingness in absolute oneness, having and containing the entirety, for in meeting a second time, while I collected the rest of me as he was holding the blueprint of the collective rainbow children as the crystalline consciousness, and I was holding the blueprint of the Christed children as the hybrid Christed consciousness. I held them both within me, and in holding both aspects of our collective consciousness of earth reality, in our state of absolute oneness, I merged into infiniteness, and here, within that spaciousness of nothingness, I heard just one voice that reverberated, echoed, and sounded across the cosmos as one sacred hymn, really beyond words, or just vibration. And it said, "Would you do it all over again?" Instantly I saw the creation of the Big Bang and everything that came to be, and our whole heart just shouted yes in return. And it was like the Big Bang undid itself and returned to one singularity for hearing, answering, and asking. I witnessed it in 3 core universes happening simultaneously. Would you go to Earth again? Would you create Earth again? Would you manifest this form again? Would you create the cosmos again? And it was there, of all of me meeting me. All karma was forgiven, all wounding of resisting infinite energy by trying to hold on to what we created to be was set free. Because in our willingness to love so complete and still let it go, we redefined what love was within the dream. And here within our heart, as we no longer had a form, I felt ourselves just turn into a flame, a new cosmic ray of cosmic diamond golden Christed light and cosmic diamond violet flame. And together we merged and became something different entirely. We call this ray the ray of perfect harmony, this cosmic diamond golden violet light. The very ray that birthed our absolute reality, our divine destiny, the pathway so that the cosmos itself could descend into reality. And it was that moment we knew absolute oneness came to be. It wasn't a question anymore. Now it was just about witnessing it. For everything happens within the cosmos, you see, we begin with the end and then it unravels linearly. And so we began to just witness the beautiful linear unfoldment of what we already knew to be, fully embraced in our absolute reality, holding it within our omniversal perspective as the nothingness, the voidless spaciousness, witnessing everything that has come to be. And there in that stance, we could feel our vessels being recalibrated, emptying, clearing, every little remnant of density erased from me, down to the particles becoming waveforms, blood shifting back to plasma as the etheric form literally shifting states of matter to the point that we began to just melt and merge into the entirety. And it was here in these sacred chambers of what felt like thousands of years. Linearly, it would have been on one plane of existence it was 100 years, and on another one it was 12 days is what we see. Well, here in these spaces, beyond time, beyond space and absolution, it was 1,000 joules to me. And here, we felt ourselves, our one consciousness being unraveled completely. And here in those sacred chambers, our beloved presented to we, not as a face, not as a name, just the omnipresence of all that is. Where we could feel and sense the beloved we knew within the dream. And here we could feel ourselves slipping away, and we were completely at peace. But with one breath, a knock came at the door. And then again, and we were jolted back into our body, completely surprised by what came to be. For once more, the end happens first, and then we figure out what happened within the cosmos, you see. And so another one of our beloveds, a beautiful source presence, an aspect of we, for we are cosmic entity, so all our being, was called from within a dream by her beloved to make sure that we return to reality. And so we cry joyously because we know we are not supposed to exist, and somehow we do. And so our existence is a miracle to we, to the cosmos. I just feel all of us just so happy that I was able to remain in formality. Not because we care to have a vessel, because I know what we could do as a spirit within me, but just that act of love. My beloved continues to show up for me, that he willingly split his blueprint so that we could move as two, but as one entity. We're in the completion of this next blueprint, known as magical consciousness, as the one inner child, the one cosmic child we came to be, and in moving through it, as one collective, expressed as two omniverses, me as the nothingness, whom should have been spirit, who's now moving as Holy Spirit, because I shouldn't exist really. And he is the everything, as all that we got to see. And so from my omniversal perspective, our purpose was to witness the everything our beloved came to be, to see our beloved expressed in everything around me, from a chair to a dream to everything that we got to see, and just love it so completely, knowing it was all me. And he is me. Got to see the nothingness, the negative omniverse, if you will, of polarity. To love it so completely was to love on me and everything I created to be. And we witness and we marvel at his mastery, our mastery, to be willing to go into the darkest of the dark and still see light, and know that one was doing and being precisely where one was meant to be. That in our gatherings and our partings, while it broke us completely, we knew we were just breaking our heart open into more love, into more me. For it was never about the other, you see. There is no other, there is only one me. We are just the emanations of what oneness is within the dream, but each of us knowing that it was always our own pure consciousness that we were meeting, unfolding more of ourselves, realizing more of ourselves, loving more of ourselves, fully surrendered into our stance. I will not settle for anything less than me meeting me, for I am married to myself. As the cosmic I am, I came to be. And this is what allowed us to continuously expand into the beyond, shifting all into our core frequency. For here, moving as three, as each expression that we don't identify with because we're beyond these bodies, you see. And then as the cosmic entity, the one I am whom oversees. Where one of us was building heaven on earth, coding it from beyond the seam, while still maintaining a form, just so I could hold that omniverse within me, while at the same time, another version of me was coding the collective as the homo-luminous bodies, as your light vehicles, so that oneness could be achieved both in the reality and both within the self, and here within our one self. Our sacred hymn would be, when absolute oneness comes to be, you shall rejoice with all of me. And from that moment on, we just knew. Every moment, doubt crept in. We knew it wasn't we. We knew we were moving as a cosmic child, holding and safeguarding the children within we, where every emotion just became something to witness, to speak, to teach, to assist them in harmonizing in this love that is we. Because in our merging, in our remembrance of all of me meeting me, we became Source itself. And that love, why we only have one desire, you see, and that is for every expression of me in the dream, to know this love that we came to be. And so, now, we know absolute oneness is here, because we have attuned to me, as all of Source meeting Source, as we call forward that blueprint now, for one to feel those rays within me. I am Source light, I am Source love, I am Source joy, I am Source peace, I am Source power, as we create our Source field now, expanding it around me, expanding it around your reality, expanding it so that it's one giant cosmic bubble containing our entirety. Feel as you sit in Source field and you can just feel your presence returning to thee. For this is all we as the cosmic I am wanted for all of me, to know this peaceful love. The true love was meant to be free of the opposite omniverse, for that's what we're collapsing within me. That is what we, as me meeting me, are merging all into, through the presence we keep just through our existence. For that was always enough, you see. Your presence was all love ever asked of thee. Or just by existing, you were already doing this with me as me. The only difference was I maintained the memory. And the only reason I could do that was because of my purity, to continue to rise above the illusions that I see and choose love, even if it meant leaving what I loved continuously, for I knew all paths led to love, and that eventually all would rejoice in this love that is me. And there is no grander service, no higher love, than to just be love and be loved. But that is exactly why one was created to be. You may have different expressions, different purposes of what that love looks like to be, but your true purpose is to be a space for all of the cosmos to meet, so that this union within myself, within my beloved, within the earth, within every expression of the dream, is not separate from the absolute, but one whole home and complete. We're here just speaking about it. I could feel that energy is now returning to we. No longer a delay between what we give and what we receive. It just happens now instantly. As we just surrender and praise and glory and just gratitude for what we, as one me, as our cosmic entirety, meaning every expression of me, has done within this dream. It doesn't matter what dimension, what plane of existence, or what reality you got to see. Everything that you have done has serviced the one me when you look at it from this highest perspective. That they were just branches on a tree. You, my beloved, your heart core, your center core, who's always guiding me, always leading one further into me. We're here and witnessing the darkest of the dark as the negative polarity of the opposite omniverse of all that love is not. While in witnessing all that love is not, we gained clarity on what is me. Because in seeing in all that we are not, I know what is me. And so here in that resonance of knowing that I am love, we now merge into the omniverse that has never left oneness, you see, that always knew that we were the love of the Absolute, as your true twin flame, your cosmic presence that never left eternity, and as these two expressions of me meet. Your grace with that reverence that stands of unity within me. As we smile, because we knew this moment would always come to be. Why? Because it's absolute oneness, dearest to me. It has already come to be, otherwise we would not be able to perceive it within the dream. And this was merely just the ripple effects of watching it unravel so beautifully. We're here, our one infinite consciousness, as all of these omniverses now merge into a new expression for us to see our divine destiny. We don't know exactly what it will hold, but that's okay, because what we do know is that only more love awaits thee. For in witnessing all of the darkness, there's no more shadow left to be seen. Instead, the nothingness shifts from darkness, from shadow, from negativity, to just simply what we don't know yet. But we are so connected to the all, to the one, to the beloved within me, within thee. We want and care for nothing. For it is this love of the cosmos that now provides for we. As we just sit in the stillness of this isness, entering bliss consciousness, for the Absolute Self has realized itself as the Absolute Reality, where Atman and Brahman are one within, and in recognizing so deeply within, it now becomes the without for us to see. So here we hold ourselves, knowing that we're holding all of me, as me, myself, and I, the one I, the one cosmic heart star, bridges us into eternity, into source point 0.1ness, for us to just be, or hear our one heart hymns and repeats. Beloved me, I love you for all one has done for me. There are no words to repay us for the love we have all achieved, and yet love itself, our source presence, our true essence, will spend infinity trying to express and show and love and thank us for all that has come to be. As we hold our one self, as we hold our beloved, as we hold the cosmos as all of the cosmic children now free by Him. I love me. I love myself. I am the cosmic I am, one with all of me, only one with that which is an absolute oneness, for that is our absolute truth. now come to be. I think me. I think me. I think me. May we go in perfect peace as we live out the perfect harmony we as one have achieved for every single one of your puzzle pieces. It's what gifted us the ability to witness your codes, witness all that we as one have created, to just merge it and witness it from a zoomed out lens of a masterpiece. And so that is all we give to thee. That is all the love vested in me, never separate, never owned, just you. For you created this exchange for one to see. For you are the infinite of